Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the In Between the Stitches podcast. I am your host, Brady Wilson, with my co-host, Chase Olswinger.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and it was football eve. It was the night before Christmas Eve. It was the night before football eve last night. It is now football day. It's Christmas Day for us football fans. We've had little teasers with high school starting and then college starting, but now we get everything, everything, everywhere, all at once. For football fans, we have our season predictions. The famous notebook, which is new this year. Got a new notebook this year. Hey, 35 cents at Walmart. Got a bunch of them just to take notes and stuff. So
it's a good deal.
New notebook, ready to have season predictions and week one predictions. But as usual, we'll start with the stars, where there's nothing. I think the off season is coming to an end. Training camp is coming to an end, or it's starting up. The only big news from the NHL is that starting this year, there will be a salary cap in the playoffs. So somewhere in Vegas, Mark Stone is crying his eyes out because now he has to play a 42-game season. There have been teams like Florida and Vegas that have kind of become infamous for circumventing that whole rule system. So now, no more circumventing it. There is a cap in the postseason in the NHL. But other than that, hockey land is pretty dry right now. But here in about a month and 5 days will be the Stars' first game, October 9th, in Winnipeg to face the team that they knocked out after they won the President's Cup, or the President's Trophy, whichever one it is. I can't remember. Hockey's weird. But the NBA has had a couple things happen. We'll start with the Mavericks. P.J. Washington, was it 4 years, $90 million?
4 years, $90 million.
Look, you knew you wanted him extended, and pretty obvious to do, and I think that's pretty good money for what he provides this team.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen it firsthand on what he can do on both sides of the ball, on both ends of the floor. We still don't really know what role he's going to be playing this upcoming year, whether he's going to be a starter or just be that sixth man off the bench. It's besides the point. We wanted PJ back. He wanted to be back, and we got him for a good deal. He made his money, so good for PJ. Good for Nico getting it done. And yeah, we move, and just like with hockey, basketball starts around the same time as well. Yeah. About a month and a week or a month and 2 weeks till tip off. Some more Mavs news though. More on the unfortunate side. Mm-hmm. Omax Prosper waived.
What's he making room for?
We re-signed Dante Exum to a 1 year, $3 million contract.
So they picked X over Omax.
Yes, and look, unfortunately for Omax, he just wasn't going to get playtime here because of us lucking into flag. So already having the forward depth that we had with PJ, Najee, I can't even think of another small forward. Christie, even though he's more of a 2, but whatever. And then you just add flag just out of luck.
Clay can play the 3.
And Clay, but unfortunately there just isn't a role for him because of us lucking into the number 1 pick. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure Nico was searching for for trades with Omax. I'm pretty sure he was trying to get a first-round pick for him. Wasn't able to get one. I still would have tried to get him for at least a second. I mean, someone would have taken him for a second-round pick, but Nico ended up deciding just to waive him, get it done and over with, and then he signed today with the Grizzlies. So he will have more opportunities there, and we all wish him nothing but the best because unfortunately, it just did not work out for the way that he wanted it to work out with the Mavs. But it is what it is.
And then big news coming out of L.A.
Yeah.
I think Steve Ballmer, their owner, has been accused of creating an illegal, a fake company, basically, just to funnel money to Kawhi Leonard to circumvent the cap.
Well, this company they are a real company.
They're a real company.
They filed.
I've heard that it was like a phantom company or something.
They filed for bankruptcy, but this company had really big stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert Downey Jr., Drake. Those three guys and more. They were all a part of Aspiration, which is what the company was called. They filed for bankruptcy, I believe, 2 years ago in 2023. So they're not existing anymore, but money is still coming through to Kawhi. That's kind of what's going on with all this. And
of course, they denied the rumors.
Yeah,
and
obviously, their statement.
Mark Cuban was like, "Oh, he's not that much of an idiot." I'm like, well, the journalist clearly seems very vindicated in his belief that this happened.
You saw that interview? You saw the whole... Yeah. So for people that aren't aware, I mean, I can let Brady go into it more, but...
Well, I'll let you. This is your... Basketball is your segment.
I mean, I still don't know 100% of details. I just kind of know a little bit about what's going on.
Right.
When Kawhi Leonard, after 2019, when they won the championship in Toronto, he was a free agent. And there was all these talks about, obviously wanting to come back to Toronto to see if they can run it back for a back-to-back championships. The Lakers were obviously, as they are with everybody, they were in on him and they were very confident in getting him. And then out of nowhere, the Clippers come out of nowhere and they get him at a big deal. And there was a lot of fishy things going on. And I think it was Jeannie Buss at the time. Obviously, she was still, majority stake owner in the Lakers. She said something, but didn't really think anything of it. And now it's coming out with, there was a statement in the files that said KL2 under aspirations, which means Kawhi Leonard, and his jersey number is number 2. And they were getting all this money that wasn't included in his contract, which would have put them over the salary cap, which obviously is not allowed.
Well, I thought they kind of allow for you to go over the cap, but it's like those.
But if you have to retain this player for 3 years. Like this player has to be on your roster. Like this was a thing back in the late '90s with Joe Davis, the number 1 pick that went to Golden State. The Minnesota Timberwolves really wanted him, so what they did, they couldn't offer him a 3-year, $90 million contract. So what they did was offer him 1-year deals with contracts, and then they offered him a 3-year deal and they told him behind the scenes, look, just take this 1-year deal. Wait for 3 years, then we'll give you what you want. And that's how they got that 3-year contract. But with Kawhi, they offered him that contract, which kept him under the salary cap. But with this aspirations deal, they were going to give him more money behind the scenes, which is going over the cap, which is not allowed, obviously. And this has happened before, and not as big of a degree either. So like teams have lost 5 first-round picks, which is what I'm expecting the Clippers to get at a minimum. Like they're gonna lose 5 first-round picks if I had to guess.
Do you think that, and I've seen the narrative that maybe Ballmer, do you think he should lose the team?
I think he's got too much money and too much of a platform for the NBA to force him out. But it's definitely a possibility.
Maybe that new stadium that he basically funded.
Yeah, I mean, we really just don't know what to expect. I think
I know that this is a really big deal.
This has never happened to this degree before. So we really just don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And sorry for the up and down breakdown of what's going on. I really don't know all the full details myself. I just kind of know.
Yeah.
They gave Kawhi more money without the NBA knowing, which put them over the cap, which is not allowed. That's pretty much the simple breakdown.
Now, obviously, players can make money outside of their deals. They can make endorsements and all that. But the owners cannot negotiate something else with them as a way to get them more to overbid another team, but to not go over the cap.
Right. And that's what got the Lakers mad, because the Lakers were in on him. They thought they had him. And the Clippers should come out of nowhere with all this extra money, which no one knew where that came from or why they would offer so much for Kawhi.
And then they also offered on top of that more money, $28 million, whatever, in
aspirations. Yeah.
Illegal deals. So,
and also a funny thing, when they added Kawhi on Twitter 2 years ago when it was his birthday, and they said, happy birthday, Kawhi, and then go to Aspiration, adding their Twitter account at Aspiration for every donation, whatever, a tree gets planted in Kawhi's name. That's what Aspiration does. The account is just some random chick on social media, and everybody's flooding her comments saying, you just made Kawhi a lot of money or something, whatever, just joking around with her. But they didn't even at the right account. And it's all very fishy. Obviously, they're going to come out in their first statement and decline everything. But there are proven facts of Kawhi Leonard's contract in these aspiration files that were, uncovered. Yeah,
by the journalist. Great journalistic work, by the way.
Oh, it's amazing. This is sports journalism. If you really want to get all the details, go look it up. There are amazing breakdowns on this.
Well, that's pretty much it in basketball land. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Obviously, we don't know if he's guilty or not, but the signs are definitely pointing to some stuff was going on.
Yeah.
We'll get to baseball now. The Rangers, obviously, football is going to be the big segment. The Rangers took the first game in a really weird game that I turned off because I thought we were going to lose, and then I just see us just magically coming back, and had no idea how that was happening. But then you move to the next 2 games, and you kind of felt like you could have won both of those, and kind of let them slip through your fingers. Thankfully, the other teams in front of you didn't gain too many games, but
Rangers just missed out on their chance to get more ground.
It's still the start of September. You've got, I think, maybe 20, maybe a little less than 20 games left, and 6 of those are against Houston. So you got a really good chance to take 4 or 5 of those, and man, you're right back in this thing. This team is staying in it. I have no idea how. This is like the power of friendship team right now. I mean, Seager's out, Simeon's out. I think Garcia's still kind of hurt right now. I mean, the biggest name in your lineup is probably Jock Peterson.
Yeah.
In terms of like name recognition, it's probably Jock or maybe Langford. But like, I mean, your lineup is struggling. Your pitching is still kind of maintaining. The bullpen is definitely getting taxed. That's the problem right now, is that your bullpen is getting tired. And when you get late in the games, late in the series, like people, and I know you or Hobie Milner, that's bad managing. Well, there's not many other guys Bochy can go to. The entire bullpen's tired. You just kind of have to go to your guy and hope that, he comes through. He didn't that time. Hopefully he comes through later. It's you got 3 against Houston. You need to win 2. They have
to win 2 going forward.
This isn't a debate. You've got to win 2 against Houston. You'd like the sweep. And I think if they sweep Houston, they could come out of the weekend in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Depending on how Seattle does. If Seattle continues to kind of
Seattle's
implode,
in Atlanta. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, come on. Is Chris Hale back? Is he
he's back.
Is he pitching in that series? Please tell me.
I think so.
That'd be nice. Oh no, they get to face Schwellenbach, Strider, and Sale. I think 2 of them are hurt, but
yeah.
Look, what?
Both those guys are hurt. Schwellenbach and Strider's just been bad, I think.
Look, I think that
Gilbert versus Sale tomorrow, first game.
that should be a really good good game. Look, you still got a chance to win this thing and get to the playoffs, and I mean a rotation of DeGrom, Kelly, and Corbin Leiter, however you figure those 2 guys at the end. I mean, that's a rotation that can win a World Series. If you get Seager back, Simeon's not going to be back, obviously. Evaldi's not going to be back the rest of the year. You're probably missing those 2 guys probably through the end of the year. And you'd love to have them back, but at the same time, Cody Freeman's raking right now. Carter's out for the year. So you're dealing with a lot of injuries. This is literally the hope and prayer, power of friendship baseball team right now.
Yeah.
But, Chase,
I mean, they've played well over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And they were the hottest team in baseball last week, which was they won 7 in a row. And then an unfortunate series in Arizona.
We just can't beat those guys. Ketel Marte, something must have happened in the voodoo world where we sacrificed, Marte was the final out, and in return, he's just going to hit a home run in every game that he plays against us, because it feels like right now every game he plays against us, he's murdering us.
Yeah. But fortunately for us, Seattle got swept in Tampa Bay. So obviously it didn't hurt us, but we did not gain another game that we should have hoped at least 1, 2 out of 3 in Arizona, and they weren't able to make it a half a game for the final wild card spot. It's still 1.5, but hopefully, Rangers obviously they're gonna have to focus on winning. But right now, at this point, when there's 20 or so games left, you also got to rely on other teams to help you out, and it's going to come down to 3 teams of that final spot. It is going to be Seattle, Texas, and Kansas City. I think the first 5 are already locked. I mean, Boston is the 5th seed with a 5-game lead over Seattle.
Yeah.
They're not losing that. Those 5 teams that are up there, they're locked there. It is between those 3 teams for the final spot. And we'll see what happens. It's really hard for the Rangers, like you said, with all these injuries, especially not just any normal injuries. We're missing our best players, and we're having these young guys that we're calling up that are having to step in at tough spots. And they're doing a fine job, but they just got to focus on winning these games, pitching well, and hopefully, I would love to see them. I don't have no expectations that they make the playoffs, but I would love to see them sneak their way in with all the, negative things that have been going on this season with the hits, with the bats, and the bullpen, whatever. To see what they could do in a playoff situation.
You're gonna be in a tough spot.
They start off the wild card versus Houston. So,
which this is not the same Houston team. 23. Right now, the team that I really don't want to see in the postseason is Seattle, mainly because we just can't beat them.
And we can't win. We can't win in Seattle either.
I don't like that matchup. But look,
if we make it, Seattle's not.
If we make it,
Seattle's not.
We got a chance. Get in. Get yourself a chance to win the World Series. That's the goal. And that's why I hate it when people, very rarely are teams like championship or bust in a season. I've always felt that if you can put yourself in a position to win a championship, you had a successful season. It was a successful year. Like, I'm trying to think of like the Yankees. If the Yankees, honestly, if they couldn't get back to like at least the ALCS this year, then that's a failure. Even though, because like the expectations are higher than that. But a team like the Rangers, just getting into the playoffs to me, with how this year has gone, would make this a successful season.
Yeah.
Because you put yourself in a position to win a World Series. By doing that, you got in the postseason. That's how you do it.
And it gives more of an incentive to CY to go out and try to build off
Well, he's
of
already
this.
got that incentive. I think that he's
Well, of course, but like maybe a bigger splash, like guys like Ketel Marte, who are potential trade market guys.
Jared Sandler was, I think, on the pregame show yesterday talking about this, and it just shows you just. And I don't like attributing things to luck. I think that he's saying, "Oh, we're unlucky," is kind of a cop out at times. But when you hear this stat, I think you're going to understand why it may apply to this season for the Rangers. The Rangers, on games that they win, the run differential in those games is the highest in the league. So meaning when we win, we typically win pretty big. Our run differential in games that we lose
Got to be like 1.
is the smallest margin
Yep.
in baseball. Meaning that when we lose, it's always close. We're never getting bludgeoned to death. We are keeping it close, and either we just pull ahead or we just are right there and just can't get over them. Our expected win-loss record is like 4 or 5 games above what it should be. And I know
saw
people,
something. It was like 73 and 54.
and I know some people, the Pythagorean theorem, and they don't like all that stuff. But I think
higher.
that it's accurate. Right now, our expected win-loss record is 81 and 60.
Yeah.
That's 9 games better than what you are. Meaning this team should be 4 games ahead in the division. But they're not. And that's what's unfortunate. That's what sucks. So you got a big series against Houston. You should have Kelly and DeGrom both going in that series. So I know Kelly starts game 1. You need to take both of those games.
DeGrom's game 2 and Corbin's game 3.
Perfect. You should win the first 2 games and put yourself in a position to...
But who do they have?
Especially since they're all TBD. They're all TBD right now.
Hunter Brown's got to be in there once. Same with Valdez.
Well, no. Valdez started yesterday and had that...
I saw, but I thought it was 2 days ago.
We do need to talk about that. Valdez, look, we know he's a pretty emotional player, but he had a moment where he looks like he crossed up his catcher and basically threw like 90-something heat right in his chest, which is... I can't use the words that I want to use. That's wrong, and that should not be done. But we'll see. I'm hoping that we don't have to see Valdez, or we won't see Valdez because no.
I thought he pitched. He didn't pitch yesterday. He pitched 2 days ago.
Well, then he pitched. So what? He pitched Tuesday,
He'll be the
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wait, no. He pitched Thursday. He pitched Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He'll pitch Sunday
He'll pitch the final game of the series. Yeah.
against Corbin. So it'll be a battle of the lefties. Crap. We never hit Valdez well.
And we never, except for game 2 of the ALCS. But Hunter Brown's got to be in there somewhere, and we never hit him well.
We hit Valdez one game 6 too. Remember that?
Yeah.
We hit Valdez one game 6. Anyway,
Not to mention Milwaukee's coming up after this series. So
one of the best teams in baseball.
those are
right there.
that's 2
tough.
losses, at least 2 losses there. So you really got to make sure you win at least 2 out of 3 versus Houston. I mean,
Yeah.
especially since we're going to be pitching lighter, and I don't even know Lats probably versus the Brewers. I mean, that's 2 losses.
Hey, Latch has done really well in the spot starts. I think that we need to give him some credit because he has done exceptionally
he's been fine.
well in the spot starts. I think that
But when we're going to go up against Freddie Peralta and the Brewers, it's just not going to, be in our favor for sure.
no, that's no. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Now we move to football. Which, by the way, Chase, I completely forgot. We didn't do this. Go ahead and just kind of think about it. I'll start us off so you have time to think about awards.
Sure.
And a Super Bowl winner. I completely blanked on doing that, and so now I'm kind of trying to think about it. I already have my MVP.
I can just add it to the bottom of my notes list where I have all my record predictions.
We don't have last year's records because, honestly, I can't find the notebook that it's in. I wish I could. It's somewhere in my room. If you know me, you know that room, when I moved my bed in, and I moved a lot of stuff around, and I just don't, a lot of notebooks got misplaced. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. The The point is, I'm pretty sure Chase got me on that one, and he got me on the season, and he got me on the weekly predictions last year. So, a new season, a new chance for me to finally redeem myself. Chase has been doing it. What is it? 2 years in 23? Yeah, 2 years in a row now. Hopefully, I have this year, and maybe if you're back for next season, you're still here somehow. Somehow Chase's return like Palpatine in Star Wars.
I hope so.
But right now we're going to go through our season predictions. So it's standings, playoff teams, stuff like that. We'll start in the AFC. We'll go north, east, south, and east. North, east, south, and west. I'm telling you that the tooth and the tooth, it throws me off. So you'll probably hear Norst and Weth and stuff like that. So I don't have a lisp. It just it happens. AFC North. I don't know how you have yours organized. So I'm sorry.
I have east, north, west, south.
East, north, south. We'll do it on your phone. We'll do it that way. So we'll go with East first.
Sure.
AFC East. You have AFC first?
NFC.
We'll do NFC first. Then.
I wanted to do my team's division. So
NFC East. First place, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at 13-4. I have the Washington Commanders at 11-6. I have the Dallas Cowboys at 9-8. And I have the New York Giants at 6-11. I do have the Commanders as one of the wild card teams. They're actually the top wild card team in the NFC for me. Quick thoughts about the division, and we don't want. I don't want to give like a synopsis on every single team because we would be here for an hour and a half. Eagles returning champs. Obviously, I'm not going to bet against them, even though no team is still running. That streak of back-to-back winners has not happened in the NFC East. Maybe I'm thinking again this year it happens finally. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's either us or the commies, but hopefully us. Commanders, I don't think they got as good as people think they did. I don't think Debo is as good anymore as people think, but I think that having Jaden Daniels in year 2, the progression of his play, I think he's only going to get better. So 11-6. The Cowboys, we'll talk more about Dallas when we get to the game here coming up tonight, and we start talking about that. But, I think that you probably have maybe a little more of a complete roster now, especially on defense. You traded away your best piece to get a piece that makes you a little bit more complete as a team. If everything goes right and people are healthy, I could definitely see the Cowboys being a wild card team. But you can't. Dak has not played a full season since, 23? 22? 21? Somewhere in there? He hasn't really played a full season. He hasn't played a full season in a while. He's it's hard to count on him to play 17 games. I do think you got better at certain areas. I think that, it's just going to depend on the health of your quarterback, and it's going to depend on how well your coaching staff adjusts to all the, you have a first-time head coach and a first-time offensive coordinator, so that'll depend. And then the Giants, really good defensive line, pretty good offensive line, some good weapons. I still don't think they're all that great. I think your coach is full of it when he says that we're fighting for third place, but that's my opinion. Chase?
All right, in the NFC East, I have the Eagles at 12-5.
Okay.
I have the Commanders in second at 10-7.
Okay.
I have the Cowboys in third at 9-8.
We're the same there.
And the Giants in fourth at 6-11.
So we're pretty.
We have the teams.
Yeah, we're pretty. So what's the next one you have? South?
North.
The NFC North is one of those divisions that's really, really weird because you could see any of these 4 teams winning the division, honestly. Legitimately, any of these 4 teams are in it, which kind of brings their complete records down. I had the Lions in first at 12-5. I was making sure this podcast studio is flooded before. So they have a dehumidifier in here and there's construction and stuff. And for a second, I thought it was coming over the headset, which is why that pause was there. I had the Packers at 10-7 in second. I have the Bears in third at 9-8, and I have the Minnesota Vikings also at 9-8, but in fourth. I think the Bears might take a couple from the division foes and leapfrog them in the division, but I have the same record. And the Packers are a wild card team for me.
In the North, for me, I have the Lions 12-5.
Great minds think alike.
Packers at 11-6. Although I hope they go 1-15 or 1-16.
Then we'll get there. Yeah, we're rooting for them to lose every game because then we get to.
It feels weird being in a situation where there's like a little bit of a rebuild in there with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
it feels weird. You want this team to lose because wait a minute, if they lose, you have their picks.
It's a rebuild Jerry's version.
Right. The Bears in third at 8-9, and the Vikings in fourth at 6-11.
Well, yeah. Um,
And I can go over my seeds, like my seedings at the end
Yeah.
of each conference.
now we got who do you have next?
The West.
Sorry, I'm pinpointing something in. So you have the West. All right. Another division. There's a lot of parity in the NFL. This is going to be really interesting. I only think there may be 3 or 4 really bad teams, and everyone else is kind of in the middle. I think there's probably 4 elite teams in the NFL: Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles. Everybody else is kind of fighting for the middle. Then you have like 4 teams that are really bad. So this will be interesting.
Wait, no, I'm not having the Chiefs in there. I have the Lions instead. That's an
Yeah,
elite.
they lost Ben Johnson. You know.
Well, I guess we have to wait and see. That's fine. That's fine.
Last year they were a juggernaut last year. I got the Rams in first in the West at 10-7. I got the Seahawks at 9-8. Got the Cardinals at 8-9, and the Niners at 7-10. Niners are down Debo and Ayuk to start the year. I just think that it's going to be another rough year, and I think Shanahan's going to get on the hot seat.
It's fair.
And no playoff teams, obviously. Out of that
We
division.
were close.
Interesting.
I have the Rams at 10-7, the Seahawks at 9-8 in second, the Niners at 7-10 at third,
Interesting.
Cardinals at fourth at 6-11 as well. I have 4 teams at 6-11, and well, actually, I have 4 teams 6-11, but 3 of them being last in the 3 divisions that we've covered. So 6-11 is a popular one for me this time around.
Yeah. In the NFC South, I've got the Atlanta Falcons in first.
Wow.
I told you I had a little bit of a hot take here.
Okay.
I'm a big Michael Penix guy. I think Drake London is very similar to Rome Odunze as a receiver, and Penix had a lot of success with him in college. I just really like this Falcons team. They added Jalen Walker. They added James Pierce out of Tennessee. They added 2 really, really good pass rushers. They lost Grady Jarrett, which hurts. He went to Chicago, by the way, actually.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting to see him on their defense. But ultimately, I feel like this team is ready to win that division. And that division's pretty up for grabs. I got the Buccaneers at 10-7 in second, and as my last wild card team,
What was your record for the Falcons?
11-6.
Wow. Okay.
Panthers at 7-10, Saints 3-14. Saints are one of the truly. That is the worst record I have in the league. I think they have the number 1 overall pick. Chase.
I have the Buccaneers in first at 10-7, the Falcons in second at 8-9, the Panthers in third at 6-11, and the Saints as well in last with same with Brady 3-14 record. Saints rebuilding. They
They're
have some pieces, but they need to rebuild.
They are truly, truly, truly a awful roster. Just bad. There's really nothing redeeming. They have good offensive weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Kamara, Shaheed, Olave, Taysom Hill. That's about it.
They have some names, but yeah.
That's about it. They really don't have much else. So they can eke out 3 games from that team, but Shuck showed you nothing from the preseason that tells you he can win. AFC time. So AFC East.
Yep.
I got the Buffalo Bills with the best record in the NFL at 14-3.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of this Bills team. I like a lot of the pieces that they've added in the season. Receiver still a bit of a question for them, but I think this is Josh Allen's in the middle of his prime. This is, I think, the Bills. This is their year. No, I just think the Bills have a really, really good roster. And then
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Patriots in second place, 9-8. It's a huge jump from last year. I think it's like a 6-game jump. I think May continues to develop. I think Josh McDaniels is going to be perfect for Drake May. Absolutely perfect. I think that Stephon Diggs is going to be a great target for him. I think Travion Henderson is like a dark horse, like rookie of the year candidate, like really dark horse. But I mean, he's, he definitely has an outside chance, but I think he's going to be a really, really fun guy for that offense. And then obviously adding guys on defense. They lost some guys, but obviously Christian Gonzalez, Marcus Jones. They added the Carlton Davis from Tampa Bay. I really, really, really like this Patriot team, and I really like Mike Vrabel. I think this is the guy that if he can continue the dynasty, or he can revive the dynasty at some point during his tenure. And I know Patriot fans are really excited for him and for everyone to get started. I have the Dolphins at 7-10. I think Mike McDaniel gets fired. I don't think the Dolphins have built well. I don't think Tua is the quarterback at all. And some of that's his own play and some of that's injuries. They have 2 really nice receivers. They've got some guys on defense, but I mean, it's a very weird team that I don't think is going to be very successful. And then I have the Jets at 5-12. I mean, it's the Jets. They're not very good. We know this. This is not news to anybody.
I also forgot to go over after we finished the NFC about my seeds.
Yeah.
My number 1 seed, I have the Eagles. 2, I have the Lions.
Yeah.
3, I have the Buccaneers. 4, I have the Rams.
We have the same thing except flip Falcons and Bucks for me.
Okay.
And then we literally have the exact same seeds.
5, I have the Packers. 6, I have the Commanders. And 7, I had the Seahawks and Cowboys tied with the same record, but I'm giving the Cowboys the 7 seed.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Did you have the Cowboys in the wild card?
no, I don't have the wild card. I have them tied with like the Bears and the Vikings and the Seahawks, like a 4-way tie for
There's
that
only
last
2 9
spot.
and 8s for me, and my bias is going to give the Cowboys a 7 seed.
Well, the Bucks, I have the 1 seed Eagles, 2 seed Lions, 3 seed Falcons, 4 seed Rams, 5 seed Commanders, 6 seed. I'll give the 6 seed to the Packers and 7 seed to the Buccaneers.
Okay.
And then moving on, so now your AFC East predictions.
Yes, I have the Bills coming in at 12-5, the Dolphins in second at 8-9, the Patriots at third at 7-10, and the Jets in fourth at 5-12. So we both have the Jets in last in our AFC East as well. And I'm not going to go into brief description, into description about the team since that's what you're doing. So no need to double
Sorry.
up. No, it's fine. I'm saying there's no need for me to double up.
It was just that, like, I was like, I don't want to say you didn't do research, but like I was, every team I was calling through rosters.
I'm not going to double up on what you were saying. So,
so we had the same 4.
Yes.
You have the South next or the West?
Or no. My East, I had Dolphins in second.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the South next on your phone? North. AFC North. 3 teams. I mean, you could definitely see all 3 of these teams maybe winning it, but really, I think the Ravens 12-5. I don't think that should be too hard of a pick. I have the Bengals at 10-7 and a wild card team, and I have the Steelers at 9-8, wild card team, and the Browns at 4-13. I think Flacco could win 3 or 4 games. I really do. He's still a very, very good quarterback. Yeah, the Steelers, it ended up being a 3-way tie between this kind of a giveaway, but I had a 3-way tie at 9 for that last wild card spot between the Steelers, Patriots, and the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders play the Patriots this week, actually. The Patriots play the Raiders, obviously, and the Steelers. The Steelers play the Patriots, but not the Raiders. So, and this is a slight giveaway to what's coming next. I'm going to have the Patriots beating the Raiders, but probably going to have, barring miracle, or not barring, but like barring something changing, Steelers beating the Patriots, and that head-to-head record is what puts them ahead.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
For the North, for me, I have, the best record in the league. I have the Ravens at 13-4.
Interesting.
Then I have the Bengals in second at 11-6, the Steelers at third and 9-8, and the Browns at 4-13 as well.
Interesting.
But I have the Ravens coming in with the best record in football. I think it's look, the regular season, it's always their year, but I do think this is their year as well.
West.
Yep.
AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs can't bet against them. 12-5. They're not going to be what they were last year, but I still think that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo is a pretty deadly trio. Then I have the Broncos at 11-6, wildcard team, obviously. I have the Raiders at 9-8. Said that earlier, and I have the Chargers at 8-9. There are just a lot of holes in that Chargers roster. They lost Slater for the year already. I just think that they're not going to be as good as some people may think. Although that division, there's a lot of parity between all 4 of those teams. Again, if the Chargers won the division, I wouldn't be shocked, but I just don't think they do. It's as simple as that.
Fair enough.
Go ahead.
I have a 2-way tie in this division, but I have the Chiefs at 11-6,
Interesting.
winning the tiebreaker over the second place 11-6 Denver Broncos. So I have both them coming in 11-6, but the Chiefs, as I'll get to in a few, the Chiefs is my 3 seed, the Broncos is my 5 seed. The Chargers at 8-9, and the Raiders at 5-12. So we're a little off on the Raiders.
I like the addition of Geno Smith and Ashton Genty.
Yeah, of course. I like it too. I just think a little bit of a younger roster, a little bit of a less experienced roster in a tough division. So
look, and then the Broncos, man, that defense is, and this is going to be. I actually have one of their guys winning an award this year. So it will be very interesting to see that Broncos team. I could definitely see them beating the Chiefs, though. And then the Raiders, I like that team. I really do. I like Geno. I like Pete Carroll. I like Ashton Genty. I like what they've done with the roster. Losing Christian Wilkins is going to hurt that defense, but they got out of the contract, so that means they can pay other guys.
Yeah.
AFC South. This is the worst division in football. I don't think that's a crazy statement. I mean, I don't think the Texans win any division in the AFC.
I think honestly, both Souths could be up for debate.
Yeah, but I have two playoff teams coming out of the AFC South.
Or potentially the AFC East just getting carried by the Bills, but the three others.
I would probably say if you want the other kind of bad division, I'd probably...
Or maybe the NFC West.
NFC West maybe, but...
I don't know, whatever.
Moving on, AFC South, I have Houston at 10-7, and I think 6 of those wins are division wins. I have the Jaguars at 7-10. I think they get better than last year, but they're still building. The Colts at 6-11. I don't really trust Steichen at this point. I really don't trust Daniel Jones. And then the Titans. I think Cam Ward helps them out, but I still think there are a lot of holes in the roster, and I have them at 5-12. So my playoff seeds are Buffalo 1. I'll say Baltimore 2, Kansas City 3, Houston 4, Denver 5, Cincinnati 6, Pittsburgh 7.
Okay. And for me in the South, we almost had it. We almost had one together. Texans at first at 10-7, Jaguars in second at 7-10, the Titans at third and 6-11, and the Colts in last at 4-13.
You are not high on the Colts.
I like the roster. I was just in Indianapolis, and you get out of the airport, or out of the airport, and you see all their players on this welcome sign. Got some players, but
every team has players.
I just don't think Daniel Jones. And then I'll go over my seeds here in a second. But I just don't think Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, whoever gets that opportunity, is able to lead that team to more than 4 wins. But
your playoff seeds?
My seeds, I have the Ravens at the 1 seed, Bills at the 2 seed, Chiefs at the 3 seed, and the Texans at the 4. Then the wild cards are Broncos at 5, Bengals at 6, and Steelers at 7.
So we're pretty much the same. Just flip them. Now, I'll give you some time to think about it, and I'll go through my award predictions.
I got mine.
Perfect. We'll just go one by one for each. MVP, I got Joe Burrow. I think having Higgins and Jamar Chase back obviously will be huge. I think Yoshi Vosh is a really, really fun number 3 guy. Chase Brown, his emergence last year, I think that their defense kind of improved. I just think it's going to be a better team, honestly. I think they're going to get a little more luck. I actually have come around on Zach Taylor as a coach, to be honest with you. But we'll see what he can do this year. Maybe now that I kind of like him, he'll be bad. Who knows? But I have Burrow. Chase?
Well, thanks for doing all that talking for me, because guess what? I also have Joe Burrow as my MVP.
And then my offensive player of the year goes hand in hand with Joe Burrow, as I have Jamar Chase as my OPOY. I mean, I think he did. I think he's gonna have a great season. I think this is gonna be his I think this could be the best year of his career, to be honest with you.
Could be. I have a guy running it back.
Gut feeling.
I got Saquon Barkley as my offensive player of the year.
Wow.
So
that's not crazy.
We talked about it earlier when we were just hanging out. There is just no other running back on that roster. Will Shipley, to AJ Dillon, they're not going to get consistent carries. He is the clear workhorse on that team, in a very good team with a great O-line and a great run system. If he can stay healthy, I think it's, you can even debate him for MVP at the end of the year.
By the way, for season predictions, DPOY, Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Super Bowl, and I'm doing a Super Bowl MVP. You don't have to think of all of those things. But
I can add a Super Bowl MVP real quickly, because I did not have that. But.
DPOY, I said I had a Bronco winning an award.
Wow.
I've got Pat Surtain.
Back to back.
He didn't win last year.
Yeah, he did.
Myles Garrett did.
No, he didn't.
You sure?
Yeah. It was Surtain.
I already looked at it.
Surtain won it last year.
2024. 2024. Go away. Oh, you did. Well, yeah, have him running it back. Sorry, I looked at 2023, I guess. I
thought you were going to... I didn't know who you'd be going with. I didn't know if you wanted back-to-back, but...
Run it back-to-back. I love him as a corner. I think that defense gets better, and I think he has like a 2019 Gilmore year. Jace?
Yeah. Very well. I have TJ Watt as my defensive player.
I thought you were going to say Micah Parsons. I was going to have to smack you.
Oh, I have TJ Watt.
I'm okay with that.
Safe. I think it's a safe pick. I think he definitely could have won it last year. But Surtain was very deserving of it, and I love that they gave it to a corner.
And give me Surtain again. Again, I loved him coming out of Bama. Really wanted him. Got Micah Parsons, so it was okay. But well, now it's not. Coach of the year. I got the rookie of the year. I haven't flipped on accident. Rookie of the year. I have got Shadur Sanders. I mean,
Yes.
wait, no, it's not something that got screwed up here. I have got Ashton Genty at rookie of the year, and the reason I don't have Travis Hunter, I don't think he's going to play enough. I don't think he's going to have the numbers to justify. He'll play at corner. He'll play some snaps. He'll play at receiver. That team also has Brian Thomas Jr. So I mean, he's not going to be getting the complete lion's share of the receptions, and also they're not going to want to overwork him, seeing as how they want him to also play some corner. He's not going to start at corner, so I think all of the Travis Hunter Rookie of the Year, I think it's going to be the man from the Blue Turf, the man from Boise State, Ashton Genty. I think he's going to have a great year.
Fair enough.
And also, I think with Geno, they're going to lead Pete Carroll, smash mouth football, lean on the running back. My player comp for Ashton Genty is literally Marshawn Lynch. I mean, come on, too easy.
I think you'll like my offensive rookie of the year. I think it's a bold take. I also
Well, they don't do offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year, do they?
I thought they did.
Do they?
Yeah.
Am I an idiot?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll write a defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know why. I'm thinking baseball, I guess. Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll just go ahead and spoil mine. I'll go first. I'll go back to back because you were talking about it. I have Travis Hunter as my defensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year.
Interesting.
So that's my defensive rookie of the year.
Well, my bad. You talk so that I can think of a
my
defensive
offensive rookie
year.
of the year, I also have a running back.
Interesting.
But I don't have Ashton Genty. I have Amarian Hampton as my offensive rookie of the year. I think
I would love that since I have him in our fantasy league.
I think Harbaugh's come out and said that he is going to start and he will be getting, obviously Najee Harris is going to be the committee, but I think Hampton, unfortunately Najee doesn't have the juice. Hampton's going to take over that backfield with the receiving game, the running game, the touchdowns. I think he's going to have a big year for a rookie, and I think it's a bold take, but I'm taking Amarian Hampton as my offensive rookie of the year and Travis Hunter as my defensive rookie of the year.
I completely forgot they do both. I was just thinking in baseball terms, Rookie of the Year. I forgot that the Broncos got Jahdae Barron. Whew. It's going to be a fun secondary.
And we have to play them this year.
Do we?
Yeah, we play Denver. In Denver.
Crap.
Yeah.
Crap. Why do you have to spoil the mood, Chase?
Well, I might be going to that game.
Why
Denver.
Why must you... Why? Do you just like to do that?
We play Philly in a few hours. How much worse can it get?
That is not the point. I'll do defensive. Crap. So see, now I got to think, and I completely am. I'm debating between. I mean, the obvious pick is Abdul Carter. I mean, come on, but I just don't know how his numbers are going to be when he's got that stat group of a defensive line.
Yeah.
Are there enough sacks to go around? Then that's a really weird statement to make, just because usually you're sacks aren't like something you scheme exactly, but it's interesting. I will say the obvious pick is Abdul Carter, but because I want to be different, and people that know me, they know that I do kind of want to be different here. I'm gonna go a little bit off the beaten track, and I'm gonna say Malachi Starks as my defensive rookie of the year. I mean, loved him coming out of Georgia. I think that him next to Kyle Hamilton, they're gonna be throwing away from Hamilton and right to Starks. So, again, Abdul Carter's the obvious pick, and everyone that knows me knows that I kind of like to sometimes go a little bit different. So I'll say Malachi Starks.
I like it.
Coach of the year. Well, I have them in 11-6. I think Dan Quinn's a candidate here. I think Sean Payton's a candidate here. I think Mike Vrabel's a candidate here. But ultimately, I decided to go with, and I also, Raheem Morris is a candidate. I decided to go with Raheem Morris.
Okay. Look, if the Falcons are 11-6, I'm with you on that.
But I also really wanted to put Mike Vrabel. Just want to put that out there. I think he could win Coach of the Year too. Who do you have?
I got Sean Payton.
I
got Sean Payton.
That's one of the good picks. And then Super Bowl. What are we on now? Like 55?
No, it's later than that. Is it not? Is it in 60?
No, we're not. We're on. No. What's LIX? I Yeah, we are in 60. You're right. Look at you.
Brady's off one today.
It is not my day today, folks. It is just not my day. We are on Super Bowl 60. God, it's been 10 years since Super Bowl 50. Oh, wow. We're getting old. We're getting old, Chase. We're getting really old. I was gonna do the deep voice. We're getting old, man.
Trombone.
Yeah. We're getting old, folks. Super Bowl 60. I don't know where it's gonna be.
Isn't it in San Francisco?
Coming out of the NFC.
No, New Orleans.
Coming out of the NFC, I will go ahead and just pick the Eagles because I think that's the easy pick. But they're not my winner. I do think they run it back out of the NFC, but I don't think they win it this year. I have got drum roll. Do we have a drum roll? That would be really yeah. I have the Baltimore Ravens winning Super Bowl 60 over the Philadelphia Eagles. And I have Super Bowl MVP Lamar Jackson, obviously. I mean, who else is it going to be? That's my Super Bowl pick. Chase?
We can go home. He already said mine for me.
Is it the same thing, both teams?
Ravens, Eagles. Ravens win. Lamar Jackson, Super Bowl MVP.
Hey, great minds think alike. Now we get to do week 1 predictions.
All right, let's do it.
Sorry that one took so long, but this is always one of my favorite segments to do where we just speed run games. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, my mic is deciding it likes to drift down, and I like it more up here. Look, we've had a week to kind of sleep on the Micah Parsons trade. Coming out of it, and I watched Kenny Clark. I watched a lot of tape on him. I watched, I think, 3 games from last year. For me, it's a lot of tape because college student, watched 3 games. Look, even and one thing, he had a broken toe last year.
Yeah.
So he was not healthy. Great get off, violent hands, very savvy player. Several times the play is going away from him. He sniffs it out and goes around it and makes a play. He's going to make this entire defense better. He makes the linebackers better. He's the best one technique you've had since David Irving. And then David Irving was the best one technique since Jay Ratliff. So, it's a very thin group in the last, 25 years, it feels like, that you've had at defensive tackle. I really like what Kenny Clark is going to bring to this defense. I'm very interested to see him whoop some dudes tonight against Philadelphia. He's cool. I think he's going to be a great leader. I think that the team's just happy to be back playing football. I would not be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys win tonight. But I don't think they do. I have got the Philadelphia Eagles winning tonight. I do think it'll be close. But I did want to throw that in there, that I did want to talk about the Micah trade again, because after sleeping on it and thinking about it, I'm okay with it. They gave him $47 million. And I know you could have extended Bland, and you could have extended, Lipke, and they're going to extend Tyler Smith.
They're already talking about it. Yeah.
I know you could have done all of those things, even and extend Micah. However, you now have more money to spend, hopefully on free agents or other contract extensions from guys that are going to need them. I don't mind not tying up that much money to one guy. I don't like losing him. It sucks. But thankfully, defensive end may be your deepest position. You've got Dante Fowler. You've got Sam Williams come back off an ACL. You've got Marshawn Nealon, who looked great in training camp. You've got my guy out of BC, Donovan Ezeraku, who we both loved. I think we watched tape on him at one point, and we both loved his ability to rush the passer. I am so excited to watch the game tonight, and I'm excited to see these pass rushers. And James Houston, don't want to forget about him. By the way, Perron Winfrey is going to be out tonight with a back thing. It's really been bothering him, I think. But that's really your only injury right now. I think for the Cowboys, your defense, I don't know what to call it better, because obviously the best thing to do is rush the passer, and you just got worse at that. But I do think that Kenny Clark makes parts of your defense better, and I'm okay with it. I don't like it. I'm not cheering that he's gone. I'm happy that it's over, and I'm okay, and I'm fine with what you got in return. Chase, who do you have tonight? I want to throw that out there, though.
No, look, you said it well. I have the Eagles winning. I'm not going to be biased and say, Cowboys they're winning this game. No, I mean,
Chase,
as much as that.
No. Say it with me. This is our year.
Yeah.
You didn't say it with me.
Well, because I don't say that. I'm not one
But
of
you
those.
should. But
This is our year.
because it's funny. Because it's not our year.
But look, like Brady said, I'm excited to watch the game. I'm excited to see. Obviously, I don't want. I want everybody to be healthy, and I want to see what this team can really do at their full potential with everybody healthy.
I'm excited to yell at my television again for the Cowboys because the Cowboys can work me up in a way that the Rangers just sometimes can't. I don't know why the Cowboys do, but it just,
I just want to see the Cowboys be competitive tonight. I want to see them go out against the Super Bowl champs in their home field.
Yeah.
And I want to see them put up a fight. I want to see that they can compete with the best of the best. And of course, I don't think that they're a Super Bowl winning team this year, but if they can go out and compete and hopefully beat the Super Bowl champs on their own turf,
on ring night.
unfortunately, it's going to give me hope.
Look,
and
first of all, they're injured right now. Adoree Jackson, who you've historically torched, is starting at corner tonight. Attack him. Attack Sidney Brown. I watched how Vic Fangio likes to attack Dak Prescott. You're going to see a lot of cover 6. You're going to see a lot of cover 3. You're going to see a lot of stuff like you're going to see some maybe disguised blitzes. That's what you're going to see from Vic Fangio against Dak. When he was with Miami 2023, I watched that game and his defensive game plan. It was clearly we're going to play zone in the passing game. We're going to try to blitz him, and we're going to mostly get pressure with 4, and they were pretty successful at doing that. But look, they're a little bit weak in the secondary right now. Attack that. And before we move on to the other games, over under 3 crash outs for George Pickens.
I'm excited to watch this team. I just hope that they, with every other team in the NFL, not just the Cowboys. I want every single team. I was telling Brady earlier.
Look,
I don't want any injuries for anybody.
No.
I want to see everybody at full strength and see what they can do. And I'm excited.
And look, I've said it before. I think this is the best. I think this is the best receiving duo. This is one of the best receiving duos in Cowboys history. It's right up there with Irvin and Harper. It's right up there with Cooper and Lamb. And it's right there with some of the best duos in Cowboys history. Maybe if you want to put Bryant and Williams, if you want to put, I can't remember who Drew Pearson's running mate was. It may have been Billy White Shoes Johnson, but anyway, Chiefs at Chargers tomorrow night. It's one of the it's out of the country
in Brazil.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well.
Steelers at Jets.
Steelers.
Giants at Commanders.
Washington.
Commanders. The Commies. Or for any history fans, I have their defense on the sleeper. On our league, it's on sleeper, and you can do nicknames. So I have some, I think, Amarian Hampton's night at the Hampton. I think Dak Prescott is help me, Dak Prescott, you're my only hope. My dad will like this one. Drake London is London Calling. It's an old British song reference. But I have Brock Bowers is Austin Bowers. But my favorite is I have the Commanders defense this week because they're facing the Giants. And I called them the Comintern, which was what the communists would call their meetings, it's a communist reference. Which so I'm hoping some people really find that funny. Buccaneers at Falcons.
Look, I know you're on the Falcon train. I'm going Buccaneers here.
Well, we have our first disagreement of the year, so a chance for me to gain a game. Come on. Bengals at Browns.
Bengals.
What? You're telling me Shadur Sanders is not going to lead the team to victory?
No, because Joe Flacco's starting.
But it's Shadur Sanders. But I was told, Chase, he was the franchise guy, that he was the greatest.
Just got a report. Speaking of, Myles Garrett did not practice today due to a hip injury.
Oh, that's not good. So I'll be taking the Bengals officially. Dolphins at Colts. Oh, this is a real suck fest.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
I don't have the guts to take the Colts, so I'm gonna go Dolphins. Panthers at Jags.
I'm going Jaguars.
I am too. Raiders at Patriots.
I'm gonna go with the Pats.
I already kind of said who I was going there. Patriots.
Wait, you did earlier, right?
Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I got to write all this down. Cardinals at Saints.
Cardinals.
Me and you might never pick the Saints this year. We might never actually pick them.
Depends on this. Let me look at their schedule. I have them right here. Let's see.
Titans at Broncos.
Broncos.
You're not taking the Titans? Cam Moore, bro. 49ers at Seahawks.
Maybe the Saints over the Giants. I am going to take the Seahawks.
Me too. Lions at Packers. Micah Parsons' home debut.
Give me the Lions.
Me too. Texans at Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Ravens at Bills. Sunday Night Football. I'm excited for this matchup. Who do you got?
I am going to take the Ravens.
I am going to take the Bills because they're at home.
Okay.
Even though they're my Super Bowl pick, Bills at home. And then the Vikings at the Bears.
Give me the Bears.
Me too. The Bears.
So two disagreements?
Two disagreements, which, and the reason we keep track of those is because that's how me and him can gain games on each other is by disagreeing, and one of us is wrong. Look at that, Chase. We kept it under an hour. So, look, I'm excited for tonight. It's football.
Look, and with all the stupid stuff that's gone on this offseason, with everything, go Cowboys. Go Cowboys.
Beat the Eagles. Look, neither of us are rooting for the Cowboys to lose. That's crap behavior, and I got on to him several times last year when he kept rooting for them to lose because we were out of the playoffs.
Okay, I was rooting for them to lose when Dak went down and we had no chance, and I was like, let's get a better draft pick.
Which, we ended up with Tyler Booker, so I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, we ended up with 3 top really good players.
Yeah, I was rooting for us to lose when I know we had no chance.
Revel should be back in a few weeks. Which, dude, Trevon Diggs, Savone Revel, and it's Savone, not Siobhan. It's Savone Revel and Deron Bland. Are you kidding me? If everyone stays healthy, knock on
everybody needs to stay healthy.
Diggs will be back for week 1. Hopefully he's not too rusty. They're probably going to try to attack him, though. And then, Kyer Elam, I really liked him out of Florida. I actually have liked what he did in Buffalo. I know Buffalo Bills fans, he gave up some big completions in big games, and it led to people thinking he was, he's burnt toast, whatever. I like him. And I think you can kind of maybe disguise some of his weaknesses potentially. And then obviously the new $90-something million man, Deron Bland. I think he's going to have an interception today to help, justify that.
I hope you're right.
Hopefully we win, man. I'm excited. I'm getting that feeling of hope again, which I'm trying to kill because I don't want to feel hope. But, it's hard when it's week 1 and you're the first game and it's, Thursday, technically Thursday Night Football, but it's going to be on NBC and, everyone's watching and it's a big deal. And hopefully we just, and, the head coaching debut of Brian Schottenheimer, and I really, have some expectations for his tenure. And so I'm just...
Clayton Adams and Eberflus.
Clayton Adams and Flus. And, Flus was a guy that we all thought might be even, the heir apparent to defensive coordinator, but Marinelli took too much time to leave. And now he's finally back where we all thought he was going to be. So I'm really excited to see this football team tonight. And hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves.
Yeah.
And we will talk to you guys next week.